Hey guys, wanted to make a quick video actually from a comment that was left on my last video, how I set up my multi-instance fixtures. In that video, I basically showed how I set certain defaults. That way I have, for instance, dimmer control set to the instances rather than on the parent fixture. If you missed that video, I'll have it tagged up at the top. But the comment that someone left on it was, how can you separate them if the subfixtures don't have a dimmer value on their own? Currently working with the BTI Light Strike 123 channel mode. I'm not getting the subfixtures to work like I'm used to. So after having read that, my immediate thought is maybe since that fixture probably got imported from somewhere, I tried to look through it in the MA library and I couldn't find it. So maybe it was through GDTF share or maybe some other third party, sharing site. It sounds like there's not a virtual dimmer set to either the parent or the instances or both. And so I basically just wanted to show a quick way of how to add those. If there are other fixtures that, typically fixtures coming in from the MA library already have that, but if there's a chance that, whether you import from an external source or for whatever reason, a fixture in the MA library doesn't have the virtual dimmers set for your fixtures, this is how you can do it. So for the demo, I've just got a SlimPar 64 right here, just red, green, blue. And then I've got a ColorForce 212 to the right of it. As you can see in the fixture sheet, there is no dimmer information for either one, not even for the parent of the ColorForce 12. And we are going to add that information in. So we're going to start with the SlimPar 64, since it is not a multi-instance fixture. That way we can also show both sides, non-multi-instance and multi-instance. So we can go into the patch. We can select SlimPar 64, and cool thing if you didn't know that it does this, whatever fixture you have selected in your patch, whenever you go to the fixture types window, it will automatically have it selected. So we can go to edit. Now you want to make sure in edit that you go to edit the correct fixture mode. You can tell which mode you're using by this used column. We can see 3 channel has 1 used. That's the one we're using. We're going to edit that one. So now that we are inside the fixture editor, we want to go ahead and add the virtual dimmer channel. So quick, easy way of doing that is just right click this new DMX channel. We're going to make the attribute our dimmer. And then we are not going to assign it an actual DMX channel because again, this is a virtual dimmer, not an actual DMX addressed channel. I'm going to go ahead and set some of the regular values through here, like our highlight and whatnot. I'm not using it today, but it's good practice to go ahead and set it up the way you plan to use them. Whenever you hit highlight, you want it to come up. So the dimmer, we want it to react to the Grandmaster. So we're going to go ahead and select Grand there. DMX change time limit. I don't even know if you really need to change this. I would imagine the default value is 0. I have never done anything with the changing that value or anything like that. But since everything else is already zeroed out, I'm just going to go ahead and zero it out. There are technically only 2 parts to this to make it work. We just did the first part. However, there is something we can do on top of this that will then give you a little bit more accessibility like you would, or have a little more accessibility like you would on other fixtures that already have the virtual dimmer information in it. And that is just creating our channel sets. That way, when we are in our programmer, we go to dimmer, select dim, and you're in the channel sets window, you see closed and open, or it might be the one where you see gobo 1, 2, 3, 4, all that type of stuff. We're going to go ahead and create that. Just that way you already have it. So we did the drop down under the body dimmer, and we're going to right click this new channel or channel set. We're going to click it 3 times. We know this first channel set is going to be closed. The second channel set, we actually don't need to title it because it's just that in-between space from closed to open. So with that, we're going to label the third open. Now we need to set the values that align with those different modes or channel sets, excuse me. So open will be 255. The space in between is going to be 1 through 255, and then close is going to be starting at 0. So those are set. Again, you don't have to do this, but at least you will have that accessibility in having the channel sets just there, like you would everything else. So the second part that you have to do is connecting, but you have to go to this relations window and basically connect the dimmer control to the emitters, like the actual red emitter, blue emitter, green emitter. Yeah, we got to do that. So since for this fixture, there's only red, green, and blue, there are only 3 relations that we have to make. So we're going to make 3 relations, and then the follower is where we're going to actually select our red emitter, green emitter, and blue emitter. And then our master for all 3, so we can select them all together, is going to be our dimmer. Now that we've got that done, this is basically done. Now that par 64, if we back out of this and save and exit, we'll see it's now gone. Now in the fixture sheet, we can also see it has a dimmer value associated that you know into the programmer. So we can select, we can bring to full. This is where I was talking about with the channel sets. These are the channel sets that we just made. So in this channel sets window, you have typically started in specials, whatnot. Now you have them just like you would everything else. So that's how you do it with non-multi-instance fixtures. Now we're going to talk about the multi-instance, and majority of the workflow is the same. There's just a couple extra things you have to pay attention to. So for this Color Force 2, let's go back to the patch. We'll select it, go to fixture types. It's already selected for us. We'll go to edit. This one had I think it's 59 different channel modes. So we're going to go down to this one. Now, one thing I want to make note of is you always have to pay attention to your geometries whenever you're talking about multi-instance fixtures. The geometries basically are the breakdowns of different sections of the fixture, right? So if we're talking about a JDC, you have the geometry for your RGB plates on the top and bottom. You have a geometry for the strobe line. You have a geometry for the body itself that has the tilt function. You have to pay a little more attention because we're going to assign dimmer channels to different geometries. That way you have control of both the instances and the main fixture. So we're just going to keep note that this is body 50, or it says body number 29, but geometry number 54. So we're going to go ahead and edit this. And for this first part, it's going to be basically the exact same as the non-multi-instance fixture, the par 64 that we just did. So we're going to create our new DMX channel, assign it the function dimmer. Now, again, talking about the geometries, we're setting the virtual dimmer for the instances in this scenario, or in this first part. The instances use geometry number 53, so to make sure that the virtual dimmer controls the geometries associated with the color emitters, we need it to be the same geometry. So we're going to right click, we're going to go down to geometry 53 right there. So now those instances, those color sections are all with the new virtual dimmer are all going to be working together. We'll go ahead and set our, didn't mean to do that, highlight value, set the master to grand, and then just go ahead and zero out the DMX change time limit. Again, we're not giving it a DMX address because this is a virtual dimmer. Let's go ahead and set the relations. Since this one is red, green, blue, amber, we're going to have 4 relations. And then let's go ahead and select out our red, our green, blue, and amber. And then our master is going to be the virtual dimmer that we just made. Nice thing too, we also have this sub fixture overview window over here where you can actually see the breakdown and see what attributes are in line with each instance of the fixture. So now that we've got that done, we've got a virtual dimmer set for the instances. Now we need one set for the parent fixture, the main fixture itself. So we're going to go ahead and add one more DMX channel. We're going to make it a dimmer. Now this is, again, where I was talking about paying attention to the bodies or the geometries for the fixtures. We know we want this to be the parent fixture or the body, which typically is like the highest value, like in the hierarchy of how the fixtures are created in MA. I don't think I have better terminology for it there, but we remember from earlier, we were editing the fixture mode that was assigned geometry 54. So we're going to go down and find number 54. Remember, it was that body number 29. We're going to select that. We can go ahead and correct our highlight, make the master react to grand, and zero out the DMX change time limit. That's all we have to do for the parent fixture. We don't have to create the relation because the parent fixture supersedes all other instance information. So we're going to back all the way out, save and exit. So now we can see that color force 12 is also out. So now we can bring it to full. Again, we need to also get control of the instances. Let me just select all of it together. There we go. So not to go too far into detail with that previous video, the how I set up my multi-instance fixtures, but just to quickly show what I would do is I would take the parent value right there. I would send it to full, and I'd say store default, merge that information. So now whenever I grab my instances, not you, these 4 instances, and I bring them to full, the parent fixture is open. It's ready to receive the information. I can throw dimmer phasers across the instances, and I don't have to worry about remembering to open or close the dimmer value for the parent fixture. So anyway, to the person that wrote the comment, I hope this helps answer your question on how to get the dimmer values set up for your fixture type. Anybody else, I hope this was helpful in getting you set up. Again, if you missed that video, I'll have it tagged up at the top. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one.